The other thing is, I should be looking at Jesus. I should be trusting Jesus. I should believe in the cross. And I should say, you know, all I need to know is Jesus Christ and Him crucified. But the problem is that most people take sin lightly. All right? Remember I said when I talked about the book of James? The book of James says that sin is going to just start in your mind as a thought. It's going to grow, but the end thereof is going to be death. Okay? Romans 6 says, for the wages of sin is death. All right? Nothing can happen with you with sin, but that you can die from it. In other words, sin isn't bad because God forbid it. God forbid sin because it was bad. God don't want you to get into something that's going to harm you. Remember when God told Adam and them, He said, look, or He told Adam, but Eve got the message. He said, from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, don't touch it. Okay? Don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Why? Was it just a test? But don't forget, the tree of life was also there. I mean, if they ate from the tree of life first, and then they ate from the tree of good and evil, we'd be stuck in this situation we're in now forever. Thank God God put an angel around the tree of life to keep us off of it until we change by His appearing. Okay, see, when Jesus comes back and He changes us just at a glance, then we'll be able to handle a tree of life bite. Okay? We'll be able to handle that fruit that they talk about in Revelation, where the tree puts out a different fruit every month, and the fruit heals, even though we won't get sick. You can imagine that? That's like taking medicine when you're healthy. Thank you, Lord. You don't even have to worry about anything going wrong. But the point is that people will take sin lightly. Remember in the book of Judges where Deborah went to Barak and said, hey, you know, God told you to go out and fight these guys, and Barak was like, nah, I ain't going to go unless you go with me. And Deborah was like, okay, I'll go with you, but you ain't going to get the glory. Okay? So what happened is that now they go out in the field and they start fighting against Sisera and everything, and they get Sisera in flight. So Sisera runs, and he goes to this place where it's a camp of the Kenites, and this Heber, the Kenite, his wife Jael. She said, hey, come on in. Because they've got this treaty, so she knows it. So she invites him into the camp and everything, and into her tent. So he runs in her tent and says, hide me. So she puts him under a canvas, and then he's like, get me some water. See, it's bad enough when you know sin, because we all know sin, right? And it's really bad when you got a treaty going on with sin. So that when sin comes knocking at your door, you got to open the door and let them in. See, I got some friends like that. I know y'all don't. Y'all done cleaned up y'all's act. Okay? But I got some friends like that. I actually still open the door and let them in. And the truth of it is, I have to watch them throughout the house. I would like to only have Christian friends. It would be nice. Okay? But I got some friends that I really have to watch after they get in my house. Because God told me, don't be worried about it. Let them in. But God is also telling me, sin, you ain't supposed to be in fellowship with. Okay? So she got Sisera in her house now. I got some friends in my house. And what she does is she puts this canvas over it. But you know, you can't just cover sin up. Sin underneath the canvas talking about, give me some water. Because sin is like that. Sin get close, sin gonna take over. See, it says you're gonna have to serve sin if you deal with sin. Alright? So now, she gonna serve kind of like Ayel do me. She gonna bring him some milk. Like, don't ask me for nothing else. But what she was doing was she was taking heed to what we're all given in Romans chapter 6. Which is to say, don't you know that you've been crucified with Christ? Okay? And that old man within you got to keep him crucified so that you don't serve sin anymore. So what that means is that Sisera's got to stay crucified. And Jael's a woman, and she said not to be sexist, folks. She just said, it's a little smart if I give him some hot milk after a run, because they're going to put him to sleep. Okay? And when he went to sleep, she went and got her own cross and took it up. And said, all right, and went over and crushed it in the stove. The bottom line is you have to crucify flesh within you. All right? You can't let sin have its way with you. Sin's going to frustrate you because first time we hear about sin in the Bible was when Cain didn't want to make that sacrifice because he didn't want to have to ask his brother for a lamb. And God said, you know, sin lies camped outside your door. Sin is still camped outside the door. Okay? But the problem with Jesus Christ and Him crucified as being sufficient for that is when we don't want to recognize the fact that, but we're crucified with Christ. See, remember what I said. The answer to all your problems is to recognize that Jesus' cross is your salvation. It's your salvation from your day-to-day living, your day-to-day aspirations, your hopes and dreams, your worst nightmare. The cross of Christ is your salvation. All right? And if we recognize that the cross of salvation can deal with sin, then we won't treat sin the way we do.